What's up everybody, welcome to the biggest, the baddest, the most ooh la la motorcycling expo in the world, EICMA 2025. I am in Milan, Italy. Lots of motorcycles around me. I hope you're catching up on all the action from EICMA on Instagram, on our social media channels. In case you haven't seen those videos, please go to Instagram, Twitter and give us a follow at @PowerDrift. Now for people who are watching on YouTube, lots of interesting stuff coming your way as well, and we are kicking things off with Royal Enfield. This is the Himalayan 750 in flesh and bone. Looks pretty interesting. In fact, in my eyes, I think it looks like a big, tall, heavy motorcycle. We have seen spy shots in the past, but I'm getting to see this for the very first time in person. And right off the bat, I can tell you that it looks visually different. Not too different from the 450, but obviously it's an adventure bike, so there will be some similarities. From the front, you have this paneling that's going on. The headlamp continues to remain the same. The windscreen might be offered in different options. I can also see some adjustability here. But when you move to this side, I think the one thing that really stands out for me is this tank. Now, Royal Enfield are focusing on this motorcycle to be an adventure touring bike, not an all-out off-roader. So the tank capacity should be north of 17 liters. The real estate on the rider seat looks to be quite roomy. Even the pillion seat, for that matter, looks to be quite roomy. There will be changes to the frame, but the big talking point is going to be this engine. Now, this engine is going to be a bored-out version of the 650. So expect more performance, just more everywhere. Sadly, this will not be a liquid-cooled engine, and that might be a problem or it might not be a problem. That is only something that we'll figure out once we get our hands on the motorcycle. Other interesting bits, of course, the front tire. We were expecting to see a 21-inch front, but right now it's 19. I know I messed up on Instagram, apologies for that. But this right here is a 19-inch front, 17 at the rear. You are getting to see tubeless spokes here. Obviously dual purpose tires as well. The front fork, I see some adjustability on there. I don't know if these things will be offered as accessories or as standard parts on the motorcycle. Like I said, this will be something that we'll only understand later as we get closer to the launch. The exhaust as well looks quite neat to me. This motorcycle, I think the only problem that I see for now is weight. Now, the 650 platform has not been the lightest platform, so weight is definitely going to be a challenge. And because of the 1917 setup, in my eyes, Royal Enfield will be focusing more on the adventure touring capabilities rather than just going all out off-road. A quick couple of things before I move on to the other motorcycles in this pavilion. Fully digital display is expected, riding modes will be expected. Cruise control is another interesting thing out here. So all in all, I think Royal Enfield is going to get the basics, the fundamentals correct with an adventure touring bike. We are expecting to see this motorcycle sometime in the second half of 2026. But for now, let's move on to another 750 on display here. The second motorcycle on display from the 750cc platform is the Continental GT R750. Now, if you follow the racing side of things in India, motorsports in India, Royal Enfield has been very active with the GT Cup. The motorcycle that they use currently is called the GT R750. It's a lighter, faster version of the Continental GT, the stock Conti GT. Lots of changes are done to that bike to make it lighter. So this is an upgrade or the next step in terms of evolution for the GT Cup. Of course, it will use the bored-out version of the 650cc engine. Now, the subframe also looks slightly different. Suspension right here is different. I don't want to get into a lot of details here, but a couple of things that really stand out, and I think they will be implemented on the road-going version. First and foremost, the front tire is going to be a wider tire. And the second thing, I don't know if you guys have seen this. I'm just quickly going to zoom in. The display, one second. The display, it will be part digital, part analog. So yeah, lots of interesting things that we can expect on the upcoming 750cc platform and the motorcycles that will be born on those platforms. You've already seen the Himalayan and now you're seeing the GT R750. Let's move on to the Himalayan 450 and its special color. This is the Himalayan 450 in its rally form. So a different rally seat, different styling at the rear, a different handlebar, a different windscreen, and obviously because it's the rally version, you're getting a different paint scheme as well. This is called the Mana, M-A-N-A, Mana. Mechanically, it continues to remain the same, different parts which are offered as accessories to current Royal Enfield owners, and a different paint scheme is what makes this new for EICMA 2025. Moving on from the 450 to the 650, this right here is the Bullet 650. Now what the Bullet 350 and the Classic 350 share, I think it's going to be similar with the 650, Bullet 650 and the Classic 650. So the powertrain obviously is going to remain the same, but subtle changes that will make it look different from the Classic. There is the Classic standing in the background. I'll move on to that in just a bit. But this motorcycle is expected very early next year, as early as Jan 2026. Pricing is going to be in the same ballpark as the Classic 650, but it just offers a very different flavor for people who don't want the Classic but want something a little more traditional, a little different, a little more Bullet. So in that sense, this is why the motorcycle is here. And now we move on to this very special paint scheme. It's the 125-year celebration paint scheme of on the Classic 650. I mean, it looks different from different angles. I'm not too good with color, so I'm going to leave it to you guys. You guys decide and let me know how it looks, and yeah, drop your thoughts in the comment section. There's one final motorcycle here at the Royal Enfield Pavilion, and it's electric. It's based on the same platform as the C6, and it's coming from Flying Flea, their electric division. And now we move on to that. Okay, closing things here at Royal Enfield with the Flying Flea S6. Now, the C6. C stands for City Commute, S stands for Scrambler. Now, the differences that you will see between a city motorcycle and a Scrambler, it's pretty much happening here as well, between the C6 and the S6. So, different tires, different wheels, handlebar looks different. I think there will be some change in the tuning of the suspension as well. So overall, this is going to be a very different experience than the C6. However, having said that, the C6 will be the first motorcycle to go on sale, and that is going to happen sometime next year, and we can see this motorcycle follow the C6 sometime towards the end of 2026 or even early 2027. Now, there aren't a lot of details on this yet, and like I say, for every prototype or even every concept that we see here at these expos, there will be information that will go live closer to the launch date. And yeah, this is pretty much it from Royal Enfield. If you have any questions about the motorcycles that you've seen in this video, please drop them in the comment section below. Bye bye and see you soon.